My son has aplastic anemia, which is a rare bone marrow failure disorder, and we wanted to find the best care for Connor. And during our research, whenever he was getting diagnosed, we sought out that best care, and we found that at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. And I sent an email actually to Dr. David Margolis. I found out that he was the #1 expert for pediatric aplastic anemia. And I sent him an email just telling him the details, and I said a prayer before I sent it. And within 10 minutes, he was on the phone with me and said, "Tell me about your son." And from there, we talked for quite a bit, and I told him during the conversation, "I really wish my husband could speak with you." And he said, "What time does he get home from work? Here's my cell number, I'll give you a call." And so we talked with him probably about 30 to 45 minutes that evening. And I think at that point we realized Wisconsin is where we needed to be to heal our son. So we came up actually in February of 2011, and we did a thing called immune suppression therapy. And we were here for 3 months. And just whenever we came here and walked through the doors at the Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, there was such a burden that came off of our shoulders, because we knew we were where the experts were, and we could just be parents to our child. And we stayed here for 3 months, and my son, I wouldn't call it remission, but we got to the point where he was well enough to go home. So we were home for a couple of years. But when he came off his medication, his count started falling again, which sometimes will happen. And so we knew that bone marrow transplant was in order. So but I also want to say, throughout that whole time, even though we were in Tennessee, Dr. Margolis was still our doctor. And we would come up to Children's Hospital of Wisconsin to get checkups and do bone marrow biopsies. And so we knew this is where we were going to be for the bone marrow transplant. So we came up here on May 5th of this year, and Connor spent 59 days on the hot unit. Thankfully he's doing well, and we're hoping maybe to get to go home by Thanksgiving. Well, we would not be here if it was not for the MACC Fund, because of the groundwork that they laid with Dr. Comida. Whenever he started, he's the one that set up the protocol for aplastic anemia. And actually, Connor's had several bone marrow biopsies while he's been here. And I remember one time, each time they'll tell you who's going to be the person to perform the biopsy. And one time they told us it was Dr. Comida, and I had to take a breath, because I was like, that's why we're here. We are here because the best is here. And so it was, the experts are here, and that's what we want the best for our son. I appreciate the MACC Fund, because I was thinking last night, you never know when it's going to be your child. And there are so many parents out there right now that are living a normal life, but tomorrow morning they might wake up and they're going to need a place like the MACC Fund, because of the research they're doing for the future to help children. And so we can't thank the MACC Fund enough for what they do for us families and for the families of tomorrow.